good?
Yeah, we're all good. How are you? Talk us through that. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was a good performance from us. Good evening. No, it was really enjoyable to play, and I think the most important thing was the defensive side. I think when we know we box that off, we can attack with a lot more freedom, and that was the key tonight, I think. And I think in the other game as well.
Was Rudiger coming back key to that?
Yeah, very important. Obviously, they've had some injuries, and then we're kind of on the back end of that, getting a few lads back. And it's really important, not so much for the pitch, but also the leadership within the changing room. Having that loud presence before the game is really important, especially for us young players. So, yeah, when we're at full strength, we're a good team.
I was going to say, you talked actually after you scored the winner last week. You said that when we play a team like Manchester City, it's not just a tactical battle, it's not just physical, it's psychological. Yeah. So when you see that Haaland's not on that team sheet, what did that do for you guys in the dressing room?
It's difficult, you always want to play teams at the best, and obviously I hope he's not too bad. I saw the video, and I hope
he's your mate, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's a good mate of mine, so I hope it's not too bad. But you play against what you're up against, and I think we managed it well today. When their best players don't play or their key players don't play, they still have other players who can step in and cause damage. So I think we nullified that well.
Jude, I think all of your players to a man were fantastic today, the way you performed with the ball and out of possession as well. But just give us a little bit of inclination of what it's like to play behind a player like Kylian Mbappé in the form that he's now in.
I think it's brilliant. I think you go into games knowing he's going to affect games. You can give him the ball, and I think our job behind, is to try and put the front three, and obviously myself getting in there, is in the best positions possible. And when Kylian gets the ball in areas that he likes to get the ball, he's going to be dangerous. Right foot, left foot. You saw the different kinds of goals today. It's incredible, really, what he's done in his career. And I know he had a slow start, and he's kind of getting used to life here, but now he's just flying, and it's a pleasure to watch.
And we've seen you earlier in the competition, and sometimes at moments stuttering. I mean, here's a couple of the goals he scored, but sometimes stuttering in the league format earlier in the competition. But why is it that you guys seem to just be able to click into gear at the business end of the season, like you have done now?
I think those results are a big part of how we play tonight, because they're humbling. Sometimes you need a nice reminder that talent won't be enough when we go to away to teams, and it's not going to be enough just to show up and take 3 points. That's the fact. You've played in talented teams, you know how it is. You need that organisation, you need that commitment to the cause, and I think in the last 2 games we really showed that. And obviously we worked on it as well after the bad results.
Yes, Jude, there's like yourself, Vinny, Mbappe, but tell us the importance of Valverde. Obviously he's the captain and a leader. How important is he in dressing?
So important. I think obviously he goes under the radar massively. I think tonight he plays at right back, and he looks like he's never played anywhere else. He's just unbelievable, and he's a great teammate. Obviously coming into that captain's role as well in such a big game, and he just embraces everything really well. He's a pleasure to play with, honestly, I have to say.
Potentially a Madrid derby in the next round.
Oh, really?
Potentially Atletico. Oh, you're not potentially.
Shall I focus on this?
Oh, yeah, that's true, actually. Potentially Atletico Madrid or Bayer Leverkusen in the next round. What do you make of either of those?
I think you're always going to play against the toughest teams at this point. You can't really expect an easy...
Atleti would be
that would be something. Yeah, that would be something. I think here, away, there'd be 2 really special games, but we'll see what happens. I think if we play like we did tonight, we'll have a good chance against most teams.
Just one question on the in and out of possession, and the way that you guys become a much more solid team out of possession. Just Ancelotti, in terms of, no one talks about him tactically, but the way that you dropped out to the left-hand side out of possession, and as soon as you win the ball, you're in the number 10. It's not just you run into the box. What is that like being a part?
Too much information. Giving us away.
We are watching the game.
Change it tomorrow morning.
But what's that like for you guys to be able to switch in and out like that?
I think it takes a lot of sacrifice. Obviously, you always want to play all the time in the position that you've known and that suits you the best. Like for me, rolling out into the left midfield, I've done it a few times, but it's something that you have to learn, and it takes time, especially when City have full-backs coming inside, wingers dropping deep. You have to really study the opposition you're playing against, and I think it takes sacrifice. Rodrigo goes out onto the right. It's not always his favourite position, and no one complains. We try and get on with it. We try and work as a group, and then obviously I think what gives us our major strength is the freedom with the ball. I think we're so unpredictable to play against because of the movement and the fluidity, so I think that's the difference between us and most teams.
Good.
Loving life here?
Really,
loving
life.
Loving life.
A bit like England at the minute, but other than that,
through to the next round. Well done. Congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us, Jude. Take care.